Brens Den.
Live from Brens Den. Take one. Oh.
So,
This
Bren.
is episode 1. So let's talk about what happened today with Bren and Steve. It's always an exciting day with Bren and Steve. Steve, why don't you at least introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do a little bit. Make it brief.
Well, Bren, if they don't know who I am by now, they've been sleeping. Welcome to the show. And I say that sarcastically, but yet it's like what I call the opposition, like to suppress things and hold them down. This young lady connects to the other side. Have you ever heard of her?
Bren Graham. No, I'm a psychic medium. I'm an astrologist. I am a Wiccan shaman, amongst a million other stupid titles that are, I think, lesser than that. But my favorite one is psychic medium because that's just probably my biggest talent, I guess, out of all of them. So I am also a seer. Steve did not exactly introduce himself. What he does is, I call him the Demon Slayer, which really is his title, as far as I'm concerned. I met him 4 years ago doing psychic fairs, and what he was doing was clearing people of negative entities or what demons or whatever you want to call it. A lot of people were like, "This guy's a fucking nutcase. What is he doing? He's crazy." And a lot of light workers are like, "The devil doesn't exist. Demons aren't real. It's just bad luck or a bad day." And a lot of people, even people at a psychic fair who claim to see the other side, are not seeing the 50% of evil. They're only trying to see the 50% of the beauty. In not acknowledging the 50% that is of the evil on the other side, you're keeping yourself in danger because you're unaware. So a lot of what this channel is to make all y'all aware of what's the difference between a demon attack. What is a demon attack? What does a hex feel like? What does a curse feel like? What's that? What's all that? And what's bad luck? Because people will say, I'm having bad luck, or I'm having a real hard time with my mental illness. And a lot of times having a real hard time with your mental illness is a demon attack, and people just don't want to believe in demons because they can't see them, and it's not something you can prove scientifically. But we're here to let you kind of know about that because I think people need to be safe in safety. I think people are dying every day and are in pain every day from the 50% of evil that most people don't want to acknowledge. So this kind of channel really comes about because of Steve, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, back to when I first met him at the psychic fair. Everyone thinks this guy's a nutcase. When you hear his voice, you'll see. He's got a voice louder than, oh my God, you'll hear him use it. But his voice is powerful against the demons. Wasn't sure if I believed him or not, So he had set up right next to me, like one of my first psychic fairs. And he's sitting there and he says to me, I started talking to him like, well, what do you do? What do you do? And he tells me what he's doing. I'm like, yeah, okay. He's like, you want me to clear your negative energies? I'm like, I fucking guess so, And I'm like, well, I don't know what this guy's doing, right? So he grabs my hand and clears everything. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's for real. The funny part is I am Wiccan, and my psychic skills come from a goddess, Hecate. Hecate is not dark or light. She's kind of gray in between. It's a long story there, but she doesn't mean harm, but she will definitely let me suffer to learn a lesson kind of thing, rather than when I deal with, say, the Virgin Mary, who's more likely to comfort me when I'm going through troubles. Hecate is more likely to let me suffer and learn my damn lesson. Anyway, he cleared Hecate from my entire field. So because, she has enough dark in her that when he's clearing darkness, he cleared my goddess right the fuck out of there. So I did realize that actually, but I didn't know it was a real big problem or not. So I was like, okay, wow, he even cleared Hecate. Holy shit, what the fuck? So he walks away and the psychic fair starts and he's doing his shit. And my first customer sits down. And she sits down And I go,
where's everybody?
I got fucking nothing. I got nothing. This customer's looking at me, and, you know, I was just like, oh my God, what did you do to me, man? I can't read now. How the hell am I supposed to get through the rest of this fair? You know, and I was certain Hecate would come back. I just didn't know when, but it would be really fucking helpful if it was now. So the first reading goes, and I had to let the lady go and give her money back. No shit. I shit you not. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Let me give you your money back. There's plenty of other readers to go to. I'm so sorry. So this lady leaves. Second lady sits down. So we're like 20 minutes later maybe, and couldn't read the second lady. I mean, I was trying to get there. I was getting a little something more than I got the first time around. So I was like, okay. I thought about packing up and going. I was like, what do I do? And then I felt Hecate come back. So gratefully she did come back. But the lesson I learned in the embarrassing situation of facing two customers that I couldn't read and that had to give them their money back, in that embarrassing lesson, I learned that Steve's powers are fucking real. And I was a believer right there. That was it. That was all, you know what I'm saying? Once he's touched your hand or he's done a clearing on you, you're a believer. In the dark forces, you can feel them leaving your body. And we'll go more into that later on down the road. But what I do for him a lot is I kind of narrate what he's doing because he's not a seer. So he's going in and he's...
Between the hours of 3 and like 9 a.m. I see things.
Cool.
I don't see things all the time.
But when you're doing your work, you're not concentrated on seeing. I think that's maybe why you don't see while you're working. I have worked with him, and we will show the video of a guy who, would you call him paralyzed? What would you call him?
He had multiple sclerosis, and it's in its final stage. He is totally, from the outside looking at it, he's comatose. It was absolutely amazing in his comatose state that he can move his face a little to give you a slight gesture of smiling and radiating so you know his mind is connecting. Her with what she does, he was able to tap into the realms because he's been non-functioning communicating to this side, so he's been able to communicate to the other side. She taps in and uncorks this freaking thing of him. We
haven't done this since last year. Right. I don't remember the details. I'd love to watch the video back as well as you guys watching it. I usually do, but I can't remember specifically everything that happened. It was really intense. But what had happened was, first of all, I'm communicating with Chris, who was the guy with the multiple sclerosis who couldn't communicate. So I'm doing a telepathy with him, and I'm communicating with him. I'm communicating with the other side. I'm saying prayers, and now I'm doing the visual for Steve. What do you see, Brenda? What do you see as he's doing the Lord's Prayer? Whatever he does, you'll see the video sooner or later. It's amazing. So he's doing what he's doing, healing this guy, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I know I'll see.
Open the windows. Open the doors. We gotta get this shit out.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that video back because I can't even remember what happened, but there's just so much going on for me. Then I was getting messed. All of his dead relatives came in because I talked to the dead. So I'm talking to him, talking to his dead relatives, talking to goddesses and God. A lot was going on for me all at once. And I was doing this, seeing, Brenda, what do you see as I'm working on this guy? I see this. I see that. I don't remember right now everything I saw.
Black smoke.
I saw black smoke. Yes, that's why I'm screaming, "Open the windows!" Because it was just gonna get trapped in the house. It was winter and all the windows were closed, and I'm like, "There's no sense removing the bullshit and leaving it in the house." So, but I also felt the black smoke hit me, and that's why I was panicky because I ran outside. The first time he laid hands on this guy, did I not say? I was on fire, there was black smoke coming out of this guy, and we had to open a window and the door. And I didn't just open the door, I ran the fuck out the door. It'll show right on the video, me running the fuck out the door. It was winter, like I said, windows being closed. And I stood out there for a minute, and I felt great because I had to get the cold. And sometimes, I think the cold has something, the demons don't like cold in general. So I felt better right away. and I always feel better taking cold showers if I have any kind of demon activity. So I think that was helpful on that day for me, or I might not have been able to go back in and continue working because I was right off the bat. It was just like the black smoke coming out, the powerful, overwhelming feeling of, it was just evil and horrible, and it was hitting me in the heart chakra, I guess is the best way to put it. In the chest, I felt it right in the chest, and so I ran for the door. I was like, "Open the door!" It's kind of dramatic. It looks so. It's crazy. You can't even script this shit, though. I swear. I love that. I got to see that video again. But
so that was like 2 years ago.
So that's
today was awesome. So I like
every day with this guy is awesome. We've done just hanging out with this guy. One night. Tell him the celebrity interviews.
Right. So she coined it. She coined it now the celebrity interviews because I've never
celebrity interviews.
Dead celebrity interviews. So I have never once ever asked you to bring through a family member, have I?
No.
Never, not once.
No.
So with all something's into me. So when a spirit touches me, it's like an extra sketch. They shake a boy your thought process and kind of like zing you. So with me, it's like putting my tongue on a 9-volt battery to see if it's good or bad, and I get electrically charged. But anyhow, I'm kind of like I am a character, to put it lightly. And you would, at first sight, listening to me, judge me wrong, judge me this way, judge me that way. She's being told by people on the other side, you're not seeing the real him in the heart.
My grandmother said today, because I always call him blasphemous, annoying, rude, obnoxious, because he comes off a little rough around the edges, let's just say. But my grandmother said to me, no, he's pure of heart. He's not blasphemous, which I always call him blasphemous. She says, it's your perception of him. It's, so it's me, not. So she thinks he's a great guy. So it's just,
So she got to listen to Grammy.
So
Grammy just told me that today.
Yeah, she told me that. That's hilarious.
So me and
the car ride home, right?
Me and Bren, before she had her last love interest, I'd come over.
Wait, don't ruin my new love interest. What the hell?
Oh.
You know who you are.
That's your sketch.
I love you.
That's your sketch. So we come over, we shoot the shit, drink a few beers. And I'm like, what would I do if I had gifts like this? I know, let's just chat with people on the side. So one evening we brought through Prince. We brought through Kenny Rogers. We brought through
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Another night, I want to know a lot more. Wow, I'm just coming through with just thinking about him. I want to know more about Robin Williams. Because having gifts like I have...
We haven't tapped into him, We have not tapped into him.
Did.
Did we?
You forgot.
Wow.
Because I asked whether he slipped on the couch trying to get sexually with strangulation or if he did it on purpose.
What did I say?
You said that he had enough. He wanted out.
Okay.
And that he...
Whatever I said was true. Because a lot of times I say stuff that comes through me that I don't know I've said.
Right.
Like when I'm giving a psychic reading, if you come back to me, the next day I may remember what I said. But, it's not you. It's not me speaking, so I don't necessarily know what the hell I said. But you can be sure since I wasn't saying it, it's fucking truth. Right. So I'm glad you remember it.
So it was heartbreaking to lose him because I used him for inspiration because I have not had an easy life, and I was almost like an introvert, and I forced myself to be an extrovert, hence my booming voice. I thrust it out there.
I love that voice.
My mother moved all the time, so it's kind of like, new set of friends, either make friends or freaking sit there and climb into your cell. Maybe that's why I like turtles. Climb into your cell or freaking come out and play. So I throw myself out there, push myself out there, but lost my train of thought.
You were talking about a dead celebrity in particular. I did.
That was
referencing somebody.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Okay.
With him, I related to him with Nanu with so many different things, and nobody ever said life was gonna be easy. But you can't give up. You give up, you might find yourself recycled. So there is so much in the spiritual realm. Myself. People have to label people these days. So if you want to label me a Christian, yes, I believe in Jesus Christ.
I believe in Jesus Christ too, just for the record, and I'm Wiccan. So be careful of labels.
Right. So labels to me, I don't even I don't even label myself a medium. And one of the coolest gifts to open up most recently is after doing a cleansing of the vessel, letting people directly talk to their loved ones. I don't say, I feel someone coming through, with a male figure with a letter S.
Which is what I do.
Right.
Stop making fun of me.
But you get...
Tell them exactly how you do it hands-on.
Right, so I can actually...
It's amazing.
I can actually do it around the world.
He can do it to me too. He's done it to me.
So what I usually do is cleanse the vessel. Remove any negative shit. Because you can't open up the gates of heaven or bring someone through from heaven to allow anything that would have different energy, more powerful than their energy, that would trash them, attach onto them, and screw up their vibe. So
they basically got to be a clean vessel in order to attract the light versus attracting the dark.
Yes.
Because dark attracts dark, light attracts light.
Yes.
Also, when he is removing entities, I'm just going to throw it out there real quick. He's not bullshitting. He just did one for, oh my God, a huge one for me over the weekend. I had a big problem. But people always say they can feel it coming out their arm. And I never felt it until last weekend. So I wasn't sure what the hell that was all about. Because he has done healings and he's pulling on my arm. And I don't feel anything. What do you mean his entities come? I don't feel it. But when I was under demon attack on Saturday, or was it Friday you came over? Friday you came over. And it was really bad. And I did actually, you grabbed my arm and you can literally physically feel, if you've got the entity in you, you can feel it in your body. It's physically there. So it's a sensation once you've kind of felt, you can't deny. So I just want to put that out there that how he cleanses things, you can physically feel them removed from your body. The client, I guess I'm going to refer to.
I don't charge for my gifts, so hopefully something like this here will take off. Because if something like this here takes off, I don't mind a coin being flipped in my direction for your entertainment, for your awareness, for your learning, for anything that this can help you with. I just can't bring myself to say, okay, you're a millionaire, let's cure your cancer. Yes, curing cancers. I mean, it's mind-blowing. I call my gifts A to Z. Healings from A through Z from a higher power through me. So I connect to Source, God, the Creator, whatever you want to label it, but of the light. So when God said, I am a jealous God, don't worship any other gods before me. Yes, there are other gods out there. So but we're not going to run down all these different rabbit holes in one show. But there is so much.
Get back to the point. Tell them how you connect people.
Right.
I think this is a gift that I wish I could give. Right. What I do is it comes through me, and I'm like, you're dead, Aunt Helen. Blah 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 blah. Whereas what he does, he lays hands on like the top of your head.
Well, if I'm doing it in person, first we cleanse the vessel. We remove all the crap. Once the vessel is clear, I hold the hand and I put one on the back of the head where a yarmulke will be for a Jewish person. I have them close their eyes. I say the Lord's Prayer, tell them to keep their eyes closed, concentrate on either a vision and like a mind that will play or their third eye. And I tell them to just smile when something comes through. And it's usually like 8 out of 10 people. If there's something that's hiding in there that we haven't surfaced, then the connection is not going to come through, and this little pesky little demon or critter's like, you haven't found me. I'm hiding in here.
And that's how you know that's how you know something's still in there,
right,
bro.
Right.
There's a thing.
So it lets you know that something's still there. It's the process of cleaning. You either rusted, you didn't take enough time on that avenue to move back to it. And
I just want to interrupt real quick. I don't know if he's going to gloss over the fact that here's the biggest thing for me. When he touches the back of the place where he calls the yarmulke spot, I have no idea what the fuck he means.
Well,
I'm not Jewish,
but
right
here, when they put the beanie on,
if you can see it on the camera, if you can see that. So he's done it to me, so he touches it, and it's kind of like getting a Reiki attunement, and I've had it done by I'll say it, Vernon Brown. I love you. He did all my Reiki classes for me, and when you do an attunement, he does a similar thing where he puts his hand above your head, and this is what Steve does, and he can do it to anybody, which I don't know if Vern can or not, but it's nonetheless, the skill is amazing. So he touches the top of these people's heads, and they talk directly to their dead grandmother, their dead husband, and see them and hear them. So he gives them a psychic experience, whereas they cannot deny that they just experienced that. They can't say, wow, that's full of shit. Because they were the ones experiencing speaking to their dead relatives, seeing their dead relatives. So the biggest gift that I think comes out of that is like, wow, you can not just tell these people what the hell their relatives or dead friends are saying. You can connect them so they can directly connect with each other, which is, I'm sorry, it's more powerful than what I do.
But you connect to them and get messages that can relate to me. So the combination of the two is badass shit.
I think it's a yin and yang.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not trying to downplay myself. I'm just saying that when you connect someone directly to source and they're having the fucking experience for themselves, that's something that's something where if there'll be testimonies from all of the people he's ever touched that'll say they went through this. This is not bullshit. They had visions and they heard and saw and they went through it for themselves. And to have the client speaking directly to their dead loved one is such a gift because people are sometimes there's just so much pain when someone dies, and hearing it from a psychic is kind of like nice and all, but it's not like feeling it and experiencing it for yourself.
Your psychic is kind of like one last time.
Seeing your loved one for one last time, kind of thing. Exactly. But it is for a moment being a psychic medium in the moment. So you what you do is you connect them in a way that makes them their psychic is held for a second while you're doing that. So you open up their psychic abilities and they're doing the work. And I don't know how to do that, and that's another thing I admire. So, I'm not downplaying my role. I mean, I'm a good singer. Does that count for anything? No.
Today we're gonna do. I came up with an idea. So we're still new to this here. What we're gonna call this. Like today coming in here, I call this Brens Den.
Brens Den, I love it too.
So if we do
we should call the whole thing Brens Den. I give up.
But what if we do something on my boat? What if we do something in the limo? What if we? And all of these things.
The boat. We went to the boat today. Steve has a mini yacht. He just bought it. It's so exciting. Okay. Anyway.
So nobody gave me any donations for my little yacht. Nobody gave me any donations for my limo. I do roofing for my money, and I spend monies to help people. How mind blowing!
I think it's crazy he doesn't take money, but I honestly have been in poverty.
I've been talked into leaving a basket out, so I do accept donations.
You got a real job. I've never been able to hold a real job because of my mental illness, but mental illness and my gift are the same thing. So it's.
Bren has had a girl who crossed over the other side 2 years ago?
I had to think about it because 2020 didn't seem to exist. Right. I thought it was last year, but it was March of 19.
So that was cool. So
right after her birthday. Her birthday is March 6th. So she was like right after that.
I love working with people who chat with the other side because they'll tell, and I'm always like, well, have you asked them if they cross over? If they want to cross over? Oh, no, they won't cross over. I've gone to cemeteries with people with the gift of sight. Nope, I've been here hundreds of times. And they all say, no, they're happy where they're at. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, you're not talking to them correctly. What do you mean I'm not talking to them correctly? You're not reaching them. So her friend, who she's been talking to for 2 years.
She's in the intern. Let's say a little bit here. She committed suicide. She had a lot of mental disorders herself. She was in the Wiccan church with me, which is the Church of Eternal Light, one of the first pagan, first Wiccan churches. But anyway, it's Christina. On Facebook, it's Kittensworth, and I've never known her real last name. It might have been on her funeral card, but I still don't even know I don't remember. It's still Christina Kittensworth, she was all about cats, and she's only 31 years old. And she was just the most beautiful girl in the world. She was addicted to heroin. In the end, the drugs definitely did her in because she was so psychic that when you open up to any type of substance as a psychic, I'll attest to this, you allow both light and dark, and you can't discern. So what happens is a lot of darkness can come in, and you can't protect yourself under the influence of certain drugs. I quit smoking pot. P.S. Anyway,
2 days ago. What?
Only because they threatened my life. So I had to be threatened with death to quit smoking pot. But it's cool.
But I do.
But back to the substances with Christina. She was was using the heroin, and I really feel she was just being bombarded with demon activity. Which, when people hear voices that are telling them, swallow your pills, kill yourself, people don't realize what is that? And 100% of the time, that's demons. That is demons. 100% of the time, when people actually do it, they are driven to kill themselves by the dark forces. We all have a survival instinct. No one wants to die. So the fact is, why would somebody with a human being with a survival instinct do themselves in? They wouldn't. They fucking wouldn't. They are being completely, and the demons just take over your mind, and that's a correlation with mental illness. I'm not exactly scientifically sure how, but we will learn, I think, in the next 50 years or so, the correlation there. So anyway, she was definitely fighting dark demons because of the drug abuse, and it just spiraling down.
I'm just gonna check the time.
Spiraling down.
So we want to make sure.
And she was a close friend of mine. She, since the day I met her, which was 2015, she threatened suicide all the time. She just constantly talked about killing herself. And, I was always there for her and whatnot. But there's an old saying, if those who talk about it won't do it, and those who do it won't talk about it. And I firmly believed in that for some fucked up reason. And I was like, she's always talking about it. And she had, what is it? What is that? Not bipolar. She had bipolar as well, but she had borderline personality disorder. Where was I going with this?
We were just talking about her and issues that probably with the demons and the drugs. The demons are coming in with the drug use, and she had her mental illnesses. What led to probably the drug use, probably hide that. We didn't hide it, it brought in other shit.
So I knew things were wrong. I knew she had things going wrong with her. Because we did bond a lot with our psychic abilities and our mental illnesses, because we have some of similar things in common. I'm well medicated for the last 20 years and have not been in a hospital setting.
I'm not.
You need to be, sweetie. I keep trying to make a point,
I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is. So I feel guilty. I'm going to say this was
the beautiful part of what we did.
I'm going to get to the. Calm down. Okay, so I want to say I didn't believe she would really kill herself. I was not a good friend. I wasn't supportive. She got a boyfriend 6 months before she died, and stupid me, I'm like, she has a boyfriend. She's happy. She's doing great. She's always talking about it, but she'll never do it. And I never really, especially because she had a boyfriend, I was like, oh, she's fine. I never really delved in and got intense with her and talked to her about what was going on for her. I didn't take it seriously. So when she killed herself, I was just like, no. What do you mean? That I didn't see it coming? That I didn't stop it? That I wasn't there for her? I assumed she was just talking about it, and I assumed, the boyfriend had things under control. And come to find out, the boyfriend's the one who got her on the heroin, if I'm not mistaken, or at the very least, they were doing it together. I won't mention your name, babe, okay? Christina's boyfriend. Anyway, so Christina passes, and she's in the interim. So when she talks to me, the interim means that she has not crossed over into the light, but she's not exactly in the dark. She is in a place where she can directly communicate with humans. she's so young at 31. She knows nobody on the other side, as far as she knew until today. She's kept saying, I only have my grandparents, and I never really knew them. They died when I was young. I don't have friends or anything on the other side, so I don't want to cross because I'll be alone. I'm afraid to be alone. I don't want to leave my people, and I'm one of her people, that I can hear her more so than a lot of people can. So she kind of didn't want to leave me or other people. I'm not going to be self-centered and say I'm the only one she didn't want to leave. Shut up.
Clear my throat.
Yeah, but it was good timing though, no? Oh God. All right. So she's in the interim, like I said. So she hasn't quite crossed over. She's really in contact with the humans and whatnot. And me and Steve went to lunch today, and we did a whole bunch of cool stuff today. What a great day we had on the boat, and went swimming in the pool at the marina. We had a great day. So we went to lunch, and we ended up talking about Christina somehow. And I was explaining to him that she was in the interim, and she didn't want to cross into the light because she was afraid there was no one there for her. She'd be alone. And she didn't feel lonely as long as she had some of us to be with or talk to or listen to. She still felt almost like she's kind of alive. She's very confused, just because definitely being young and having no one over there is scary. I can understand that. What she didn't understand that I did, that took me 2 years, 2 years to realize that I always knew once you cross into the light, you can come back. It's it's an open door. It's an open door. So as I talk to the dead, I pull them in from the other side into the interim, and then they go back. So I've always known that you can go in and out of heaven. Like once you go over into the light, you're not stuck there. You can't come back. You can't visit. Blah blah blah. So I don't know why I never communicated that clearly with her. Learning experiences for everybody, including people we're talking to right now, I guess, at the end of the day.
So liking to cross people over, I brought it up. Didn't you clue her into she can go to the light and still have the best of both worlds? And she's like, it never dawned on me.
And Christina was listening to the entire conversation. She was there right up. She was listening to us. So she's very grateful to you, Steve. Absolutely. So just because it had to be said out loud that it's okay to cross. And what did you say if you don't cross? What did you warn her?
I warned her, if you don't cross, that's where you get poltergeists from. So everything's cool, calm, and collected that you're hanging around with people that you're watching over, being Big Brother, being their angel. Don't worry, I got this here, right here. Then they grow up because you have no concept of time, and the loved ones that you were watching over are gone. Now you're like, shit, I don't know anybody left here. They're all dead and over there, and the light went off, and now what am I doing?
You're stuck.
You're stuck. Now they're looking for the light.
So she could possibly have gotten stuck had she stayed there much longer.
Yes.
She's already been in the interim I'm getting goosebumps too. She's been in the interim for 2 years. She could have stayed in the interim forever had this conversation not happened today. And so things are meant to be, but go ahead.
And luckily, I am blessed. I love working with people like Bren. You like Bren short or Brenda? Bren?
Ah, fuck it, Bren.
So I love working with people that are seers because I use it as a learning experience, because even where I'm at in this